How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Day 2 of Packers training camp is now in the books. So in this video, I want to go over and recap everything that happened in today's practice. I also just released a highlight video from all the highlights from today's practice just before this. So if you want to go watch that, click the link right above. I'll be posting the highlights and a recap video just like this video every single day the Packers practice during training camp. So if that does interest you, I'd highly suggest going down and clicking subscribe. Also leave a like on the video so I know to keep making these videos. So today was another non-padded practice. I'm just waiting to hear when the first padded practice will be. That is what I'm really waiting for. Of course, training camp is exciting regardless, but it's a whole different animal when the pads come on. As for injury updates today, Tariq Carpenter and Tarvarius Moore both come off the NFI. They were both on the NFI with illnesses. Same with Caleb Jones. He wasn't on the NFI, but he was out with an illness. So all three have returned from that illness and we're practicing today. There has been one new addition to the injury report. That is that Tay Wicks is not practicing today. Yesterday, we saw him kind of get hurt and drop out of practice. It is now said that it is a concussion. During Matt LaFleur's pre-practice press conference, he had a few important things to say. On Jordan Love yesterday, quote, "You're always going to want to have some throws back as a quarterback. There were a couple that I think he should have put a little more air under. That's just part of it early on in camp. We're never going to overreact to anything on the first day." LaFleur also mentioned that third-round selection of last year's draft guard Sean Rhyan looks like he's in way better shape. So good to hear that. Really bad rookie season for Sean Rhyan. Didn't get any snaps, then was suspended for 6 games, so hopefully he can turn that around and become a solid depth guard / tackle. LaFleur also mentioned that when he was walking out of the building last night, rookie tight ends Luke Musgrave and Tucker Kraft were still there. They're not afraid of the work. We almost have to protect them from themselves sometimes. So before we get in today's practice recap, I want to give a big thank you to today's video sponsor, Manscaped. With summer in full swing, I wanted to take a second and talk about self-care. When it comes to making an impression, proper grooming is essential to looking and feeling your best as you walk into a room. That's why the sponsor of today's video, Manscaped, is helping men all around the world walk and talk with some swagger this summer with the best grooming tools on the market. Join the 8 million men worldwide and join Manscaped with this exclusive offer. 20% off your entire order plus free shipping with my code BASS20 at manscaped.com. Don't neglect your beautiful self and get right this summer with Manscaped. For the sleekest version of yourself, Manscaped has you covered from head to toe, starting with their brand new Beard Hedger trimmer. With 1 guard and 20 adjustable lengths, this device is a perfect travel companion fit to take care of your mane wherever you are. Next in line, who can forget about their signature Performance Package 4.0? Included in this ultimate grooming bundle is the star of the show, the Lawnmower 4.0, equipped with skin-safe technology to minimize nicks and cuts in all your sensitive areas. Also included is their Crop Preserver, Groin Deodorant, and Crop Reviver Groin Spray. Want something you don't mind showing that special someone in your life? Look no further than Manscaped's Boxers 2.0. These are without a doubt the best boxers for men of all ages. I will confidently say I'll never go back to wearing cotton boxer briefs after this. I actually went to a theme park, Busch Gardens in Virginia, a couple weeks ago, and these things definitely saved me with all the walking. Once again, Manscaped supports this channel so much, they've provided an exclusive offer just for you. Get 20% off plus free shipping using my code BASS20 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off your entire order plus free shipping at manscaped.com with my code BASS20. Feel like yourself again and take charge of your life with Manscaped. All right, so now let's dive into the recap, and we're going to start with the offensive starters. Yesterday, we saw them kind of run the 12 personnel, which they did more today, but they started out in 11 personnel, so 3 wide receivers and 1 tight end. The starters were as follows: Jordan Love at quarterback, Aaron Jones at running back, Romeo Doubs and Christian Watson, and Jayden Reed at wide receiver. So Jayden Reed in that slot role. Tight end was Luke Musgrave today. The sole starting tight end was Luke Musgrave. As for the offensive line, no David Bakhtiari. So yesterday we heard that he was going to kind of have a on/off practice schedule again this year, and likely will for the rest of his career. So I kind of assumed that Bakhtiari wouldn't be practicing today, and that was the case. Josh Nijman filled in for his spot at left tackle, Elton Jenkins at left guard, Josh Myers at center, John Runyon Jr. at right guard, and Zach Tom remained at right tackle. We don't know if Zach Tom would have remained at right tackle if Bakhtiari was at left tackle, but nonetheless, he's been doing a great job at it. Etling was quarterback 2 once again, and like I said before, the Packers also ran a lot of two tight end sets or 12 personnel. They ran a lot of it last year. It looks like they're going to run a lot of it this year again. As for the second string offensive line, sans Bakhtiari, Caleb Jones back with injury was second string left tackle, Sean Rhyan second string left guard, Hanson second string center, Royce Newman, second string right guard, and Rasheed Walker, second string right tackle. Now let's dive into the offensive recap, everything that happened in team portions. So Jayden Reed is certainly being implemented in the first team. As I expected, I expect this guy to start in the slot week 1, and we were lucky enough to see a couple of 11v11 clips, which you're not allowed to record, but shout out to Big B. He recorded them. You're a legend, so I'll show them up on the screen here now. There was an end-around clip that we see here, Jayden Reed basically getting an end-around and taking it to the house, showing his speed. Now, there's no pads on, it's not full tackling, but it definitely showcases his speed. He's a lot faster than a lot of people think, and this is exactly where I saw Jayden Reed being used in the offense early on as their motion guy, as their slot wide receiver, using him in so many different ways. He adds a great level of versatility. And then there's also this touchdown that Jordan Love threw to him out of the slot, empty set as we see here. Jordan Love climbs the pocket very nicely and delivers a dart across the middle for a touchdown right over Devondre Campbell, who's been really good in coverage this offseason so far, and ever since he's became a Packer as well. So really nice throw by Jordan Love, fitting in a very tight window, finding Jayden Reed, nice secure catch on his back shoulder, and a touchdown. It was a good day for both Tyler Goodson and Lou Nichols as they both fight for that running back 3 spot. Goodson got a lot of work on the offense. He even got some Irvin type roll offensive snaps where they're kind of using him on a jet motion, faking a jet sweep to him and whatnot. I think he could surely be used in that role. So could Jayden Reed. They also gave him looks out wide at wide receiver and in the slot as a wide receiver. So just really showcasing his versatility, which the Packers love. Lou Nichols also had some nice runs today. A lot better of a running day today than it was yesterday. Now moving on to how Jordan Love performed yesterday, we saw him throw 7 of 14, 50%, kind of miss on some of the deep balls. He missed high on a back shoulder throw to Romeo Doubs today. Nonetheless, it was a lockdown coverage by Jaire Alexander. He's definitely been the star of the camp and just proving why he's one of the best corners in the NFL. Love also threw too high to Luke Musgrave in the end zone, just a little bit too high for him. Love was really pressured on the play as well, but yesterday it seemed like he wasn't putting enough air on the ball, and today it seems like he was putting too much. He's got to find that sweet spot. But Love also had some very nice throws today. He found Watson in the back of the end zone for a touchdown where he went through his progressions. Watson broke open and fired the ball to him. Really nice job, Love, going through his reads and finding the open man. And he also found Watson on a laser of a throw later in practice, which we also have a clip of. Again, thanks Big B. I'll bring it up on the screen here. A quick 5-yard out route to the left side of the end zone, a laser of a throw. That's a hard throw to make, and a very tight window. It was great coverage by Rasul Douglas, who got so mad that he went over and kicked the trash can because it was such a great throw. There's nothing he really could have done about it. A very nice throw by Jordan Love to Watson for that touchdown. It was a tough day for undrafted free agent Malik Heath. Did really well during OTAs and minicamp, so he's got to keep that up to potentially make the 53-man roster, but a tough day today for him with multiple drops. Finally, for the offense, Alex Magoo found Jayden Reed for a touchdown, so again, just a hot day for Jayden Reed. Now moving on to the defense, we'll start with the starters. The Packers again opened up in their base 3-4, and that included Devontae Wyatt, TJ Slayton at nose, Kenny Clark on the defensive line. In terms of edge, this is the only switch up, so this is what we're going to see for a while. I feel like everything other than edge is pretty much locked in for the starters, but edge was Preston and Kingsley Enagbare at opposite Preston Smith at the starter. So yesterday we saw Justin Hollins with the starters. Today we saw Kingsley Enagbare. I'd be willing to bet tomorrow will be Lucas Van Ness. They're going to rotate these guys in and out a lot, and today was Enagbare. At inside linebacker was Devondre Campbell and Quay Walker. At outside corners, it was Jaire Alexander and Rasul Douglas, and at safeties, they remain the same as well with Darnell Savage and Rudy Ford. Moving on to the defensive notes and recap, Carrington Valentine had a really nice day. The Packers' 7th round rookie cornerback from Kentucky. He had really nice man coverage, 1v1 on Christian Watson. Just a very impressive play. He's had a good camp so far. The defensive line impresses again. They did really well yesterday. They did really well today. TJ Slayton on a one play pushed Josh Myers into the backfield. Devontae Wyatt was moving very well for such a big man. And Colby Wooden, the rookie 4th round draft selection out of Auburn, even had a nice pressure on Danny Etling today. Ennis Gaines worked with the cornerbacks today. We've seen the Packers move him around a lot so far, from safety to slot cornerback. So he worked with the corners today and almost had a really nice interception thrown by Sean Clifford. So the Packers clearly like Gaines's versatility, and if he's going to make the 53-man roster, it's because of that. Quay Walker showcased his instinct and speed today, which are two very strong points of his game, knifing into the backfield to stop a run. If Quay Walker trusts his instincts and his speed, this dude can be a very good linebacker in the NFL, as well as keeping his head in the game and not making making any, mental mistakes as we saw last year. I think he will grow from that. I think he'll make a lot less mental mistakes this year. And if Quay Walker, like I said, is on his game and using his abilities, this guy could be one of the best linebackers in the NFL. And I think he's going to take a big jump in year 2. Finally, Jaire Alexander, as I said earlier, another 10 out of 10 day. Just easily the best defender for both practices so far. He did have an injury scare to end practice. It was a throw to Musgrave on the goal line. Jaire Alexander stopped him short of the end zone. Then he looks like he came up a little gimpy, went and met with a trainer on the sideline, but it looked like he was walking fine afterwards. But that's definitely something to monitor going into Saturday. The Packers are off practice tomorrow, but going into Saturday, maybe he doesn't practice just as a precaution, but definitely something to monitor. So those are all the notes and the recap for day 2 of Packers training camp. As I just said, they're off tomorrow, then they practice Saturday morning, they're off Sunday, and back at it on Monday. I just can't wait for the pads to come on. I really want to start seeing that, where we can start seeing the 1v1s with the edge versus lineman, 1v1s receiver versus cornerback, and actually see the trenches in action with the pads on in the run game, the pass rush, and all of that. But that about does it for this video. I appreciate y'all watching. Please leave a like down below if you enjoyed the video. I'll catch you in the next one, and as always, go Pack Go.